Dear ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The next session will commence soon. Raz.
Раз, два, три.
So, I think we could start. Good afternoon, dear guests, dear participants, dear panelists, guests. I am really honored to welcome you at this Tashkent International Investment Forum and our panel discussion dedicated to textile production and investments in the clothing industry and supply chain. My name is Jamil Maksudi. I am Business Development Director of Oxoroy Group, and we are producing yarn and fabrics mainly, and I will be your moderator for this hour. Uzbekistan textile industry is more than just a sector. It's a deep part of our history, of our national identity, with centuries-old roots and craftsmanship, cotton cultivation and trade. Today we are witnessing not just growth, but a true renaissance fueled by innovation, increasing regional and global integration, and bold reform agenda led by President Shavkat Mirziyoyev. Under his leadership, Uzbekistan has made significant strides toward creating a more open, investment-friendly environment. Reforms in textile sector have included basically the liberalization of the cotton industry and elimination of cotton quotas. Next one is major infrastructure investments across logistics, energy, and industrial zones. A strong focus on value-added production rather than raw material exports, and closer public-private cooperation supported by government institutions and the private sector alike. So as a result, textile exports from Uzbekistan exceeded $3.5 billion last year, with growing interest from partners from Europe, South Korea, China, and the Middle East. We are rapidly transforming from a supplier of raw cotton only into a globally competitive textile and garment producer. So this session is not only about where we are now, but also about where we can go next and how to scale success further by improving sustainability, workforce development, innovation, and integration with the global value chains. And we are really fortunate today to be joined by a remarkable group of industry leaders, my guests, representing different parts of this value chain, from global manufacturing to technology and digital commerce. Let me introduce our distinguished panelists. First guest is Mr. Jae-Yong Park, President of Yangwon Corporation. Mr. Muzaffar Razakov, CEO of Global Textile Company. Mr. Akmal Primkulov, CEO of Wildberries Uzbekistan. And Mansurjon Rasulov, Acting Director of Investment Promotion Agency of Uzbekistan. So since we started a little bit later, we immediately pass to questions. First question will be to Mr. Park. Yangwon Corporation has deep experience operating in diverse textile ecosystems. So what strategic advantages does Uzbekistan offer for global manufacturing and sourcing? Yes.
Thank you. First of all, I appreciate all the the high level, high excellency. Especially, I found Minister Sultanov is shaking hand to me, and this is my second time to visit Tashkent International Investment Forum, and the congratulations. It is the more developing very rapidly, and there's many visitors from all over the world. So if I introduce our company, Yangwon, we are main producer and manufacturer provider for the garment industry. So our revenue is around 3.6 billion US dollar only for the garment, mainly garment. And as Jamil asked, what is main advantage? What is strategic advantage if we operate in Uzbekistan? My answer is divided into many points. First of all, we invest $50 million within 3 years in Uzbekistan. Why? I can tell that Yangwon, till now, we focus mainly on the synthetic fabric and synthetic garment. As Rajanov knows well, our main product is the outdoor sportswear, garment made from synthetic material. But this country, Uzbekistan, is abundant of the very quality, the cotton, and we want to expand our material-wise our category from synthetic only to cotton and cotton brand material to that direction. So from that reason, we need Uzbekistan, where we can find very good cotton material or cotton garment here. And second big reason is this is like the core of the Central Asia. Historically, you can find many good the point from this area. So it's like a crossroad, and it's center of all the Silk Road historically, and very easy to approach all the European market, Russian market, and even Chinese market. So we can enjoy that benefit from the geographic the advantage from here. And also I found very good advantage, which is coming from the cost for the energy. The cost for the electricity, low level than our existing, the countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, and other area like Guatemala, Ethiopia, Kenya. So this is most, the cost-effective country for the energy, electricity and gas, all the components of, cost. We can enjoy the benefit of low level. So there is also very big support from government side. The Uzbekistan government is very robust to support private sector like the company like Yangwon. So we very appreciate all the support already we enjoyed, and we expect to invest more in this the promising market. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Park, for your very broad and detailed reply. And my next question to Mr. Muzaffar Razakov. Mr. Razakov, you are leading one of the Uzbekistan textile giant companies, starting from cotton fields, from field to fashion. So what innovations or business models are proving most effective in scaling operations for global competitiveness?
Assalamu alaikum, Jamil. Thank you very much. It's a big honor and pleasure to be here and to have this platform to to share my thoughts or our thoughts, and thanks for question. In the global textile, we learned that not only technology depends on the competitiveness. The biggest portion on that is a country development strategy where our business model has to be embedded. And one of the biggest local innovations, this is the cotton textile cluster system, which was a part of big economy transformation and liberalization of the cotton industry. And we are, as a company, the product out of this reform, and we have been developed and evolved to the full vertically integrated company, as you mentioned, from cotton field up to the ready garment. And it gives us a lot of opportunity to enjoy and benefit out of economic of scale of our activity. This was one of the biggest our competitiveness benefit of our competitiveness. Besides this, of course, any kind of challenges in our ongoing business, we're trying to convert or to transfer to the business opportunity. For example, in Uzbekistan, the water scarcity, deficit of water. We have to invest into water, smart watering systems, and in order to be really aligned and with today's challenges, which brings, of course, our cost benefits as well. Besides this, we are using also this agriculture circularity, textile circularity subjects to be really very competitive on the international markets. Next steps which brings us competitiveness in international markets is that we are claiming and appealing to anybody in Uzbekistan be compliant with all kind of legacies, and that's why we are we got all kind of certificates. And why we need this certificates, BCI, BSCI, GOTS, etc. Because this certificate, this is a testimony of the quality of our work, and this makes our understandable to our foreign partners. And if they are understanding us, then start to trust to us, and then we can get first our orders. And I can tell you, Uzbekistan unfortunately had inherited a very bad reputation because of, you mentioned cotton campaign stuff, etc. Still we're suffering under this in the international market. Still we are blacklisted in many market channels. Yeah? And last but not least, this human capital. This is what brings our company really big competitiveness. These are our people. We're investing a lot in our people. We are always in any kind of program organized and supported by GIZ, by other better work organized by ILO, etc. And these are investment in the future and investment in our competitiveness. This is several points which brought really big competitiveness on the international market to our company.
Yeah, thank you very much for your very detailed reply, and I absolutely agree with you that the matter of the trust in international relationship is very important, especially for the new companies to markets where we are going now, and which used to think Uzbekistan in blacklist or cotton campaign, etc. So next question is to Akmal from Wildberries. So Wildberries is redefining retail and digital sales. So how can Uzbek producers better integrate into global e-commerce networks, and what role does digital transformation play in investment attraction? Please.
So first of all, thank you all for the coming for the session, and this is my really honor to stay and tell about the impact that Wildberries provides into the customer and the consumer's world. And first of all, I would like to tell that Wildberries is really changing the retail itself, because we've built a digital ecosystem that connects producers and the millions of customers around the world directly without borders. And for Uzbek manufacturers, this is a huge opportunity, because this is the time to integrate into the e-commerce world, thanks to COVID-19, that lead the really big impact to the e-commerce market. And this is the time for digital readiness, because we're now facing the challenges, and we see that this is really good time to be in the e-commerce. And it's not only just about selling, it's about fully transforming your business into digital model. And secondly, it's reliability, because this is the time when the producers and the customers are in touch, searching for the harmony. This is the time, 21st century is the really changing time for the, I can say, classical companies that got used to t-shirts, and it's just the time that we're now facing the, I can say, consistency in reality, in quality, delivery times, and communication. The third one is, I can say that it's branding, because Uzbekistan has got the talent and got the heritage, and I can say that we can, through the Wildberries, show the world that the products in the brand of made in Uzbekistan can conquer and made with the products around the world, products of Zara, all the Inditex. And at Wildberries we see the huge potential in Uzbekistan, and we're now working on attracting the sellers from Uzbekistan to export their products to the whole markets that we're staying right now. And I can say that those who adapt early in digital e-commerce are the ones who will be in the first leaders of the companies in the upcoming 5 years.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's a very important topic because for all Uzbek producers, our partner companies, our friends, all of them are mentioning the growing role of digital transformation and e-commerce role, which is actually reshaping all the market in Uzbekistan. So thank you again. And next question to Mansurjon Rasulov. So Uzbekistan has undergone significant transformation in recent years. From your perspective, from your agency perspective, how do these broader economic reforms support the development of strategic sectors like textile?
Thank you, Jamileke. My name is Mansurjon. I'm the acting director of Uzbekistan's investment promotion agency. And when we talk about the investment climate, Uzbekistan in general, we have to admit that you can't compare Uzbekistan today to Uzbekistan back in 2017 and 18. And I'm talking about the period when the reforms in the textile sector just started. And the early adopters, those who first pioneered the privatization of a cotton textile sector, took the biggest hit. We have to admit that. But these were the people and organizations that shaped the investment climate in textile sector as we have it today. Now Uzbekistan is known as a country that has, in a very short period of time, transformed from a raw material exporter into a lucrative investment destination. Yes, there are challenges, and some of them were already mentioned. But if we look strategically at Uzbekistan, at the value proposition that we have to offer, we do have our weaknesses, but we also have our strength. And it's all about how we navigate this path of, building into your strength and managing your weaknesses. Let's start with weaknesses. First is the issue with the water resources. And I used to work for the Ministry of Agriculture. We did work on that issue a lot. And there are many countries that have even less water available to them, yet they have flourishing horticulture sector, textile sectors. What's the secret? It's the investment that goes into the irrigation infrastructure. Who makes that investment? The government? Okay, if the government is supposed to make that investment, we're talking about hundreds of billions of US dollars that will have to go not into hospitals, not into schools, but to irrigation infrastructure, which you also need to manage. Then what's the solution? When we did this best practices analysis around the world, the only solution out there is private sector engagement. Private sector is the go-to person, go-to organization, go-to people who will be able to build, finance, operate, and maintain this infrastructure. But why don't we see a lot of investment going into irrigation infrastructure yet? because there is no certainty in that these assets, that the land and the irrigation infrastructure will stay in their possession for 100 years. Because when we talk about irrigation infrastructure, it's a very long-term investment. And when we talk about foreign investment attraction in Uzbekistan, we have our champion sectors. Let's say energy sector. So what is the recipe of energy sector that we could replicate into other sectors? Investor security. Energy sector investors, they have the best protection if you compare across the sectors. They have power purchase agreements. Well, textile sector, they don't have it. In textile sector, you also have the challenges with financing, state financing, that we still need to work on. So when we ask what else should we do to further improve the investment climate of Uzbekistan, the question is simple. Continue strengthening our strengths and managing our weaknesses. So what's the biggest strength then of Uzbekistan? Yes, we have this raw materials production base. We know how to grow cotton. We have our varieties. Yes, there are some caveats to it, but we have the capacity. And we have cheap labor. And we have good strategic location, as we love to say, but there is a caveat to that strategic location. Extremely expensive logistics, which our country, our government is working on intensively. We all heard about the middle corridor, all the investment that is going into the transport infrastructure, so we have much better, much cheaper, much faster access to the European markets. So, in my understanding, the textile industry has a potential that is comparable or perhaps even exceeds the potential of the energy sector. It is just a matter of the right policy making that will enable foreign investment, because we still have questions that foreign investors ask us at the Investment Promotion Agency. Okay, I want to do business in Uzbekistan. How do I buy agriculture land? And we find it very difficult to answer this question. Sorry for a too complex answer for a very basic question.
No, thank you very much, because you really underlined very important issues, which are directly or indirectly related to, I think, all of our participants here and all in our room. So, we could continue with Mr. Park again. Can Uzbekistan evolve into a central textile hub in Asia, and what will it take?
My point is, we already emphasized several, the strong points, strong potential from Uzbekistan. One is raw material, include cotton, and second one was very competitive energy, cost, and strategic location here in Central Asia. But to move forward, I strongly recommend you to deploy to the other, level of, the competition. So this area traditionally well known for the, the natural fiber, natural textile, the component, as you can see easily, from the nature and all the industry, they focus on that. So my point is to achieve next level development, there are two things you need to focus on. One is higher level, technology, which is consists of the chemical and chemical fiber. So this area is quite assuring your, additional jump up to the, higher level of textile industry and garment industry. And second bullet point is, your people. Your people is very important to, ensure your, the higher level of, the growth and more, fast growth. So I experienced a lot from our existing site like Bangladesh or Vietnam. Whenever we invest, we do, first writing, invest for the people. We train the people. We set up the, R&D center for the, the industry, so especially textile and garment. So without that, you cannot sure make, good quality or good efficiency from the shop floor level. So the importance of shop floor, I cannot, the emphasize, that much. It is, core of your all the competency from, basic level. So I emphasize two things. One is please move on to the higher level of the industry, not only the satisfy or stay with cotton or natural fiber focused industry. And second bullet point is train your people, encourage you people to secure all the technical backup and technical the advantage from all over the industrial sector. Okay, that 2 points I want to emphasize.
Thank you very much. Indeed, this training issue is becoming very important, and we have hundreds of thousands of people working in textile industry in Uzbekistan, and in all regions, in all districts and provinces, we have this challenge with since our population is 60% below 30 years old, so we are a young country anyway, so we really need to organize this more widely. Yeah, thank you very much. So my next question to Mr. Muzaffar Razakov: where do you see the biggest risks in the current textile supply chain, and how can we mitigate them?
Yeah, thank you very much. But first of all, I want to say thanks to Mansurjon for his really big confession and open-minded speech about the investment attraction into the sector. I was thinking that it's going to be very hot discussions, but back to your questions, I see basically two big risks in current supply chain in the textile industry in Uzbekistan. First, as I mentioned before in my previous speech, that this is a reputation which we have inherited from this 13-14 years blacklisting period of time. It's a cotton campaign issue, etc. Still, as I said, we are still, if we are talking to some brands, they're very afraid and very keeping the distance to any kind of, and they're asking thousands of other questions. This is first biggest risk that the world supply chain is established already since many years, and we have to learn how to jump into this chain, into this train, yes, into this chain. And you have to be more smart, you have to be more, and this is the biggest risk that how you will get to this train, to this chain, yeah? How to overcome this is, as I said, we have to apply and get all kind of certificates. We have to prove and show our quality, our quantity, and on-time delivery, etc. We have to get recognition and from the world community, world supply chain, textile supply chain, and that we can get step by step. We can overcome such very risky situation. The next point mentioned again, Master John was mentioning, we are double landlocked. It's a very high cost of logistics, but this is not matter of logistics cost in my view. This is matter of risks, and doesn't matter how much we are diversifying our export destinations. And you can look on the map, on the world map. It doesn't matter in which direction we will move. Any small tensions in the regions, very teeny tiny tensions in the regions can cause a lot of drop of the orders. We have experienced this several times. We are delivering to Middle East, we are delivering to Pakistan, we are delivering to Eastern Europe, and small changes, small tensions, and some, I think it's got to be considered really, we are very afraid on that. And this is the biggest risk which we are all living every day with this, and we're trying to learn how to master this risk and to understand this risk and how to diversify and go further for this. Summary, I think two big risks. First, the reputation, recognition, and second, this is the international tensions and conflicts in the regions, which brings us a lot of instability.
Yeah, thank you very much for your reply, and I think your company is exemplary, because we are visiting so many countries outside Uzbekistan, and in many countries they say, we don't know Uzbekistan market well, but we know global textile company. So it's really your wonderful team working. So next question to Akmal: how is the consumer behavior shifting nowadays, and how can Uzbek manufacturers adapt to meet future demand trends?
there is a saying that says that we're boiling the ocean, which means that now we have like several marketplaces and several patterns of the how people behave. First of all, I can say that this is the time for speed. It means that people got used to the quality of speed. It means like you buy it and it's instantly delivered to you. Secondly, is the brand and the uniqueness of the products that are provided by the producers like Muzaffar Aka. And the pattern of the customer is been changing like for 7 years, because I can say that in 2018 when the first marketplace were born in Uzbekistan, and again thanks to COVID-19, the e-commerce market has like enriched its potential, because I can say that in comparison of the 2020 and 2025, it has larged like in 14 times, because first of all, in 2020, the e-commerce market was like 60 million USD, and now, like according to the like last year 2024 data, is 543 million in USD. The market is challenging, the really good like changing, and remember, like Jamaica, remember yourself, like where you got used to like ordering something like online like 5 years, 10 years ago? I don't think so, because we're living in Uzbekistan and we got used to like touching it and seeing it, because we need to see the material itself. And I can say that according to my first thesis where I was like telling you about, we're now in the time of changes. For the manufacturers, the main point is your digital readiness, because you need to be in touch with the trends. You need to be like always looking and analyze all the data, because we are at Wildberries see that we have millions of points of data that like being analyzed, because we see that trends are like not changing in the like quarter. It has been changing like in the weeks. So the main point that how Uzbek manufacturers can like be in touch with the time is just be like in the e-commerce and look at the trends, because I can say that there are several companies in Uzbekistan that are already working in like as sellers in Wildberries, and they have good, I can say, like analytical skills and good products, and they are like in the top of like I can say 500 sellers in Wildberries. So the main point is that be in touch with the trends and always analyze, because we have so many products that are really good. I can say that we have really good cultural heritage. We have the like history behind the products. Before, like I can say that I can see that people are wearing Atlas, and that this product is really in trend like in CIS region. So this is the main point: be in touch with the trends and be in touch with the like data, I can say, because producers must be like really looking for the quick design, feedbacks from the customers, and like redesigning like in a like short term, like 1 or 2 days, because there's an MVP and other stuff. I think that's it, Jamaica.
Yeah, and also I wanted to ask you very briefly about you conducted and organized trainings recently, right?
Yeah.
In Uzbekistan, the several regions. Could you very briefly explain about, because it's very important for our small and medium enterprises, and I think you had a very nice series of these special trainings together with the Textile Association.
Yeah. First of all, thank you to thanks to Mir Sultanov, and the series of masterclasses that we provide with Textile was really good, because there are so many producers from Uzbekistan that can be like attracted to our platform, because products like quality of the goods, and I can say the involvements of the manufacturers are really 3 key points for their success.
Yes.
And we have recently made with Textile, with the Ministry of Investments, and with the Chamber of Commerce, and we have given the lecture for about 200 manufacturers, and this is not the end, and we are always working with them because our main point in Uzbek is attracting the sellers into our platform, because Uzbekistan's products has really big, great potential for export, and we are in the avant-garde of the project itself in Uzbekistan, because as I told you earlier, products, good quality, and the attraction from the manufacturers will be the 3 key points why Uzbekistan manufacturers will succeed in our platform.
Yeah, thank you very much. And my question to Mansur John, looking ahead, what would you say to international investors who are considering entering Uzbekistan in textile and apparel industry?
Thank you for this question. I really like it because, part of our job of the investment promotion agency is to travel around the world and promote Uzbekistan as an investment destination. We also do it as part of high-level visits, of presidents' visits. And when we make those presentations, when we make those roadshows about Uzbekistan, you have to stay mindful that all the things that we brag about, the cheap labor, the abundance of human capital, the cheap energy costs, you have a lot of other markets that can offer similar value proposition. So what's unique about Uzbekistan? So for a very long period of time, Uzbekistan was very closed until 2017, and we all know that. Essentially, the foreign investment was at all-time low. Just to give you numbers, in 2017, the investment attraction was about $3 billion US. Last year, we are now talking about $35 billion US. So it's a tenfold increase. And when we started these reforms in the economic sector, a lot of experts, a lot of foreign companies were skeptical. And their point was that Uzbekistan was closed for such a long period of time. They now started reforms. There is no guarantee that they will not revert back, that they will not go back to the status quo. And they were skeptical. And they were, well, in their own way, right. And in 8 years, we proved, not in words but in action, that we are actually consistent with the reform agenda. You have that. On the other hand, you have the Uzbekistan's WTO membership over the horizon. On the horizon, President has set a deadline, 2026, and we become the members of the World Trade Organization. The negotiations team is on track to meet this milestone, to meet this target. What does it mean? It means that Uzbekistan has to offer a very unique, historic window of opportunity. So on one hand, we proved that Uzbekistan is open and consistent, open for foreign investors. And from 2026, 2027, there will be a very competitive market in Uzbekistan with all the companies flocking in as part of our WTO accession. So all those investors who come within this short window of opportunity will get a very good value. That's the message I have.
Thank you very much indeed. What do you think regarding this WTO, these challenges? How, very briefly, how do our companies should prepare themselves for this, from your perspective?
It's a double-edged sword for the industries, especially those industries that are 100% private and they work in a very competitive markets. I think it's going to be very helpful to improve the landscape of entrepreneurs of business in Uzbekistan. What I observed when I was with the Ministry of Agriculture, that a lot of businesses, they stay in the market, although when you look at how they operate, you really think they shouldn't be on the market. How are they able to survive with their styles of management? So added challenge that will come with the WTO accession will eliminate those that are ineffective, that don't have the capacity, that don't know how to work in the long terms. A lot of businesses in Uzbekistan, I observe it quite often, they have this, short-term mind of thinking. Those will have to leave the market. They will have no option. The government will not be able to keep them under, like in the ICUs with this ventilation systems. You cannot keep them alive forever. It means that those companies, national companies in Uzbekistan that are actually effective, that actually have the strategy and have long-term vision, they will get a much bigger market share. I hope I'm not too optimistic about that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. And I would like to thank you all, to our panelists, our distinguished panelists, for the valuable insights and forward-looking strategies and which you shared today. It's clear that Uzbekistan textile sector stands at the crossroads of tradition and transformation, and the decisions we make today will shape its role in the global economy for years to come. So let's continue this conversation, form new partnerships, and work together to ensure that the textile industry not only grows but thrives sustainably. Thank you again very much, and enjoy the rest of Tashkent International Investment Forum. Thank you.